In what has become a growing mystery in the world of college football, Deion Sanders, better known to fans as Coach Prime, has been noticeably absent from his duties as head coach of the Colorado Buffaloes. With health concerns swirling and key responsibilities left unattended, the spotlight is once again on Sanders. But this time, it's not because of his magnetic charisma or roster-transforming moves. Instead, it's about what he hasn't done and what might come next. According to a report by USA Today's Brent Schrotenboer, Sanders has not only been away from the Colorado campus since April, but he also missed several key summer obligations, most notably the university's annual youth and high school football camps. These camps, more than just community events, are considered mandatory responsibilities outlined in his contract. That makes his absence not just a logistical issue, but a contractual one. The story, layered with uncertainty, takes on an ominous tone when you consider what's at stake. This isn't just any head coach missing a few off-season events. This is Deion Sanders, a Hall of Famer whose presence in Boulder has single-handedly elevated the national relevance of a once-forgotten program. Yet, as July creeps closer, no one seems to know exactly when or if Coach Prime will return. Health issues cloud the horizon. What's driving Sanders' mysterious disappearance? The answer, at least in part, appears to be his ongoing health struggles. These aren't minor ailments. Sanders has been battling severe circulation issues in his lower extremities for years, health battles that have already resulted in multiple surgeries and the amputation of 2 toes. Blood clots in his legs and a dangerous history of foot injuries have made Sanders a frequent visitor to operating tables and hospital beds. Despite those setbacks, Sanders had seemingly committed to pushing forward, preaching mental toughness to his players while embodying it himself. But now, even his trademark resolve appears to be colliding with reality. The timing of his return to campus remains unclear, Schrotenboer noted. This is usually a dead time of year for head coaches in college football, but he is due to make an appearance at a Big 12 conference media event in Frisco, Texas on July 9th. That date now looms large, not just as a routine media appearance, but as a litmus test. Will Sanders show up? Will he address the growing speculation surrounding his health, commitment, and future? Rumors of a departure swirl again. The speculation isn't new. Ever since Sanders' sons, Shadur and Shiloh, played what is expected to be their final seasons for the Buffs, many around the college football world have wondered if Coach Prime would follow them out the door. After all, Sanders' deep personal connection to his sons has been a defining feature of his coaching journey. Without them on the field, would his drive to coach wane? The idea gained traction again this offseason, especially after Sanders' prolonged absence from Boulder. Some insiders even suggested he was preparing for a graceful exit, using health as a shield for what could be a long-anticipated retirement from coaching. But those rumors were somewhat tempered when Sanders worked behind the scenes to negotiate raises for several of his assistant coaches and used the transfer portal with expert precision. In fact, Colorado landed a top 20 transfer class, a feat unimaginable before Sanders arrived. So which is it? A coach quietly preparing to walk away? Or one still very much invested in the rebuild he promised? The Colorado effect. Regardless of where the truth lies, there's one thing no one can deny. Deion Sanders has changed Colorado football. Before he stepped onto the sidelines, the Buffaloes were an afterthought, a struggling program with little national relevance. Today, they're headline material on a weekly basis. Recruits listen. Media outlets care. Fans tune in. And that's why this moment matters so much. If Sanders is forced to step away for medical reasons, it's understandable. But the ambiguity surrounding his current status does little to help a program trying to establish long-term credibility. For now, athletic director Rick George appears to be giving Sanders grace. And to be fair, it's grace that's well-earned. Without Coach Prime, there is no spotlight. There is no buzz. But grace has its limits. At some point, the program will need clarity. Looking ahead, all eyes now turn to July 9th in Frisco, Texas. The Big 12 Media Days will be the first major litmus test for Sanders' current state, not just of health, but of leadership. Will he show up and reassure fans, players, and the media that he's still fully in command of the Buffaloes? Or will his silence speak louder than any statement? Deion Sanders has always been a larger-than-life figure, a man who could dominate a press conference, a locker room, or a sideline.